Okay, YouTubers, I have finally picked up a new chain for the bike. The Grom is a 420 chain, 106 link. The reason we're replacing the chain is because the adjustment at the end is all the way out. So there's no more room for this to slide out and pull the back tire away. That way so now we're gonna have to just replace the chain. As you can see, there is a lot of slop in this chain. We can pull it away from the sprocket in the rear, see daylight, so that's no good. We got lucky that this thing hasn't popped off yet. So what we're going to do first is we're going to remove the master link here, which I've moved up. They do make a tool for this, but it is possible to do it with a flat head and some needle nose pliers. So we're going to work on removing that. After that's been removed, we're going to loosen the axle nut, and then we're going to sit there and push the tire forward because the new chain isn't going to fit at this level of adjustment back. So we're going to need the tire to be up further. That way the new chain will slip right on. Okay, so I've gotten the clip off of the chain that's on the bike. Didn't do the best job of doing so. I really thought that my flathead would be able to get inside, turn, expand the clip, and then I'd be able to slide it off, but I don't have a flathead that fits in between the two studs there and will actually turn the clip up. So we beat this clip up just a little bit. I don't know if the camera's going to focus in on that, but you can see where it's bent up just a little bit there. Luckily, the new chain comes with a new master link and new clip, which I have right here. Alright, so now that I've got that clip off, we should be able to push the master link through, and now the bike's going to let go of the chain. So now we're going to loosen these rear axle nut here. We're going to slide the back tire forward, and then we're going to slide the new chain in around everything. Okay, so the nut on the left side of the bike, looking from the rear, is a 19 millimeter, and on the opposite side is a 15 millimeter. I know that you're not supposed to use a torque wrench to knock these things loose, but that's what I used right now. It's a lot longer than my 1/2 inch. I don't have a breaker bar. So now that it's loosened up, we're going to go ahead and loosen the 10 millimeter on the end here, slide that out, and then we can release the 12 millimeter that's behind it, slide that out. Therefore, the axle will be able to slide forward again. So as you can see, we've moved the axle forward now. It was all the way back here. You can see the old ring from where that nut was. Now the nut's up here. And we're going to go ahead and slide the chain on the front sprocket, around the back sprocket, and we'll see if we can't get that master link in without too much trouble. Okay, so I had to take a little stop. I started putting the new chain on, which I have right here. And come to find out, it is about 14 links too long. The stock chain for the Grom is 106 links. This chain was 120. I assume it's just the standard length. And since I do not have a chain breaker, I had to go buy one. So went to Harbor Freight, bought this bad boy, also bought some gloves because these chains are disgusting. And this was $14.99 at Harbor Freight. In my opinion, it's well worth the investment. You're definitely going to use this again, especially if you decide not to buy a new chain next time and you're just going to take a link out and then adjust it from there. Okay, 14 links off. For those that haven't used one of these tools before, it's fairly simple. Pin here in the middle. You're going to set the link between the pin and this little piece on the other side, which is going to hold support of the link so you can push through the back because it's hollow. So once you get this set, you screw out the second nut, which pulls that further away. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take the new chain, we're going to feed it through that front tooth sprocket that you can see right in here, Make sure your bike's in neutral, that way that spins nice and easy. And then we can just hook the chain, and then from the bottom I can reach that and spin it by hand, and it'll just feed the chain through.
The money she could be with anybody, anybody, and the honey wanted you all alone. You're ripping up the dance floor, honey, woman. You shake your ass around.
That's our link. So we're gonna hold this, grab our master link here. All right, so now that the chain link is on, as you can see here, I'll show you we've got that master link on. So now we need this piece. Ruckus. All right, so we're gonna get this link on. It's gonna be a little pansy. Now we're gonna have to put this retaining clip on. This is gonna be the fun part. Set it like that, and then slide it over. We're gonna use a flat head and brute force to do this, really. Just like that. Of course, this is way too much slack for the chain. Now, there are alignment lines within this so that we don't mess this up. That way we can get the right adjustment. I believe the chain should have 1 inch to 1.5 inches of slack. You don't want to turn them independent of each side. But since we're so far out right now, we're just going to turn one side in a good ways, and then we'll follow with the other side. There's a big line there. There's a little one right there that's flush with that. So we're going to do the same thing to the other side. That way we don't get these things moving too much away from each other.
Needs to hit the big screen and shoot a little love scene of Hollywood and college. She began before you hollered, come on. Dirty little lady with the pretty pink thong, every sugar daddy hitting on her all night long. Doesn't care about the money she can be with.
So now we've got that large line flush, which is what we're going to bring this side to. Probably a little tight, but it is a brand new chain, and I think it's probably going to stretch a little. Next is to tighten the axle nuts back up. This is a 44 foot-pound torque spec. I usually don't follow torque spec too closely for most things, but this is an axle. Super important to make sure that this is done properly.
So anybody, anybody, and the honey wanted you all alone.
That clicking noise, that means we're at 44 foot-pounds. It's properly tightened. The chain is on. We have officially changed the chain out. Zoom out so we can focus. Nice and new. We'll go ahead and spray some lubrication on it, take it around the block, and make sure that everything's good to go. Thanks for watching today, you guys. Stick around for more videos, how-tos, as well as some street riding. See you soon.